Check 1. Check 2. Alright. Can you guys hear me now? I'm going to assume so. I'll check chat in a second. Okay. I don't know if you heard me before, because I just I'm like, alright, I've been saying something and Tim hasn't responded. Is all my stuff working? And I just alt tab to go double check real quick. Alright, I've been saying something and Tim hasn't. The game is louder than me. I do like to play this at full volume. Let's see. Test 1, test 1, test 2, test 2, test 2. I'm talking normal, There we go. Yeah. Nope, I'm gonna minimize that. Alright, let me start back from the start. Can you hear me good now? Okay, I couldn't tell what you're talking, if you're talking or not, because the headset makes it harder to tell. Yeah, because you can't really see my mouth moving. Friendship drive charging. Lights off. So, a couple months ago when I got back into playing Elite Dangerous and streaming it, I said to myself, I want to retrace the Distant Worlds 2 expedition, which, if you're not familiar with what Distant Worlds 1 and 2 were, they were one of the largest community-driven events. I think the first one had like 5,000 players, and I think it was like 20 or 30,000 players in the second one. There was like a ridiculous number of people signed up to participate. I get kicked out of it. Damn it. And it was basically, they would give you a waypoint, and you would jump across multiple star systems. We went to the center of the galaxy, we built a space station. Like, the devs actually added a space station at the center of the Milky Way galaxy for us. And this is a 1-to-1 scale galaxy, more or less 1-to-1 scale galaxy, so massive achievement to build, to gather the resources and build a space station at the center of the galaxy. And then we traveled out to Beagle Point, which is the furthest, at the time, point anybody could travel in-game. Like, it was the furthest reachable star system. Now, since then, engineering your ships, fleet carriers and stuff have made stars that were once unreachable now reachable. But it was a lot of fun. It was a great community event. That was Distant Worlds 1. There was Distant Worlds 2. They were going to do a Distant Worlds 3, but with the release of Odyssey kind of being lackluster and Frontier not continuing future development for console players, and this is just from my understanding what I heard through forums and YouTube videos and Reddit posts about Distant Worlds 3, is that they didn't want to do a Distant Worlds 3 with Odyssey in the state it was in, and with console players being left out. Since I think console players made up like 30 or 40% of the total number of people who took place in Distant Worlds 1 or Distant Worlds 2. But Frontier Developments have kind of been pushing new narratives. Players are coming back to the game, and a lot of console players, not all of them, but a good number of them, have made the transition to PC players. You know, they had an account migration system that people could utilize. And so they made a post on forums over the weekend, and I only saw a video on YouTube on Monday about it. And I'm so excited about it, I went to the forums, made an account just to sit there and say, I'm so excited about this, I came to the forums and made an account. But they're gauging interest in Distant Worlds 3. And I'm like, hell yeah, brother, sign me up, right? I want to do this. Especially now that I only play Elite Dangerous in VR. That entire time I was playing it with a single monitor, didn't have VR. I did have, you know, multiple monitors. And I did do the widescreen thing, but man, VR adds so much more to this game. It also takes some away, but like it adds so much. My only concern, though, and I did mention this in the forum post. I said something, and I wanted to go a little more in depth at some point. Is Odyssey added xenobiology, scanning, you know, alien plant life on planets and moons and stuff. You know, I noticed an exploration buddy hasn't said anything. We'll find out in a minute. But adding xenobiology has made scanning systems so much more time consuming. I played the other day, and I spent like 2 hours just in one star system scanning for. Because I went to the star system and there was probably there's another gas giant somewhere. There were so many biological signs. It took me forever to find everything. And in the original Distant Worlds 2, I think we had like a week between each waypoint, and if you didn't make it, you didn't register. If you didn't make it within the time, it didn't register. And so I made the suggestion, like, if we're gonna do this, like, give us more time between, like, make the waypoints a little bit longer, and give us way more time, so that way we can scan more biological signs. Ideally, what I would do, if I were in charge of Distant Worlds 3, and I were to be organizing the waypoints and everything, I would do 12 waypoints. Right? And I would sit there and say, all right, waypoint 1, you have from January 1st to January 31st to get to it. So each waypoint would be a month-long journey. Maybe fairly long, maybe twice as long as what or maybe 1.5 times longer than what the original waypoints were in Distant Worlds 1 and 2. But that would give players ample amount of time to really do deep discoveries of systems. That's just my take on it.
Frame shift drive charging.
One more jumps. In fact, speaking of waypoints, this jump will be taking us to the waypoint 3 of the Distant Worlds 2 expedition. Now, this does bring up an interesting, you know, challenge and question that I need to face. I am deep in my Distant Worlds 2.5 expedition, as I've been calling it. Do I turn around and head back to civilized space, turn in my exploration data, and try and engineer this ship to get even more jump range out of it for Distant Worlds 3?
Fuel scoping complete.
Or do I continue on and risk being on the other side of the galaxy when the expedition starts next year? What? Notable stellar phenomena. But a unregistered comms beacon? Let's go check it out. Yeah, that is a good... Yeah, it's something I have to kind of consider, because it's like... even though the ship has a fairly long jump range, I could boost it. I could do some more engineering and maybe squeeze out a couple more light years out of it. That's the thing, is how long would it take me to get back to do any upgrades? So, engineering in this game, like you can actually go to an engineer and have them apply upgrades to the ship, but you have to have special resources to do that. And it takes a long time to gather those resources. On top of that, like, the time actually to travel, like is it a case of, like, is it a case where you wait till they give you a release date and then go from there? So, I wouldn't want to do that because I don't know how long it's going to, like, if I turn around now, I have until January of next year, because that's when they would most likely launch the mission, is in January, because that would be the 10-year anniversary of Distant Worlds 1. So I've got a full year. And that gives me a year to kind of take my time, get the ship back to civilized space, and do, you know, weeks and weeks of grinding to get the resources needed to do the engineering on this ship, or potentially build a new ship for the for the trip. I'm concerned going to this comms beacon because I don't have weapons and I don't have cargo, but I do have shields. This is an interesting thing. I've never... Like, this is technically, like, this is anarchy space. People shouldn't be out here. There shouldn't be anything out here. But there's an unregistered comms beacon. Have I found anything interesting? Probably not. It could be just a marker from the Distant Worlds 2 expedition. I mean, as it is now, it would probably take me with the rate I've been going, it would probably take me about a month just to get back to civilized space. Because I've been playing for about 3 hours every couple of days. We're checking our map, looking for anything. I'm watching my radar. I hit the wrong button. So it would probably take me about a month to get back to civilized space at the rate I'm going. And then it would probably take me a few months to do all the engineering and everything. Okay, I got the data link, but why can't I scan? I haven't seen another player since April 2024. I just found a random comms beacon and it won't let me scan it. Discovery scanner. Huh. That's weird. I don't see anything else to target on it. It's not letting me data link it. I wonder. I can lock onto it, but I can't do anything else.
Cannot comply. Cannot comply. Frameshift drive charging.
Now we're going to try and land on this ringed planet.
Ready to engage. 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I'm just gonna map this planet and land on it and check it out for a minute. Darth Petito von Mulkey 88. Okay. I downloaded a new program that like integrates. Like I've got two programs that integrate with Elite Dangerous for exploration data. One I've always used, which is Elite Dangerous Market Connect. And there's another one I found, which is Exploration Buddy, which actually like is supposed to give me text-to-speech readouts when I enter a system, and I don't know why it's not working all of a sudden. I know I turned it on. I'm gonna land on that dark patch right about there, center screen. I'm like trying to find my soda.
Orbital flight engaged.
A Distant Worlds 3 Expedition, though, I would definitely live stream that, at least as much of it as I could. When I got back into playing Elite Dangerous a couple months ago, I was like, I'm going to live stream every time I play this. And that really came back to bite me in the ass, because it's like, well, I really want to play, but I don't want to live stream right now, because it's a Friday and I'm watching Pong's stream, or I want to watch. Sometimes I'll put like Netflix up there. I used to. So I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to hold myself to that same like rule of if I'm playing Elite, I'm streaming, and that actually made Elite enjoyable to play again. I'm only streaming like on set days. I'm trying to maintain a schedule for it. Kind of landed in the wrong spot on this planet because like I'm in line with the rain. Woo! I got uncomfortably close to that ground. On top of that, since I started playing, like, new ships have come out, new modules have come out, like, I could probably build a much better exploration ship. I really like my DBX, though. It's been a good ride. Okay place to land, maybe a nice soft, flat spot. Slow down. I got an itch on my back. We'll go ahead and deploy our SRV and do a little ground reconnaissance, the ground driving. Oh, I landed the ship in a flat spot, but with the SRV right here, like right at the edge of that. See, I think, here's what I'm thinking. I'm just going to circle around the ship, get a good look at her. Yes, the game does let you leave tire tracks on the ground. Well, I'm kind of thinking
Cargo scoop deployed.
Is whoop. I got a signal over here. Is heading back towards the bubble and see if I can't crank out some engineering. And then, turn in the exploration data I have now and see how much money that gives me. Because I know on the way back I'm going to get more exploration data anyways, because I'm not going to follow the same route back. There's something big. So, alright, the SRV, we got that little side-swiping radar in front. That's kind of looking in a 180-degree field of view in front of the SRV. I think it's 180 degrees. It might be less. But depending on how big those spikes are, you can kind of tell what you're driving towards. If the spikes are big and coming from the bottom, it's a natural resource. If they're big and coming from the top, it's not a natural resource. If they're kind of in the middle like they are right now, it's something too far away for the scanner to really tell. And as they get closer and closer together, the scanner will be able to generate a more general, like, we're either very close to whatever this is, or it's just a random anomaly, which can happen. It could also be, I wouldn't be detecting that. It'll detect my ship. You just drive towards that one little spot until you either find something or you don't. We can look back over the shoulder. You can't. We're too far away. Let's see, we look back over our shoulders at the window. Let's see the ship. There she is, way out there. Over 1.5 kilometers away. Gonna lose her on the other side of this mountain, but yeah, she'll be fine. You'll be fine. See, now we're getting a mineral deposit. And you can hear it clicking, and then as we get closer, those bars will get closer together and tighter, and then we should see it on our map.
Drive assist off. Drive assist on.
One of the things I want to do, I want to try circumnavigating a planet in the SRV, but specifically it's a Gathos Hollow, Gray's Hollow, Gallows Hollow, something like that. It's like a really, really tiny planet that orbits its parent planet stupid fast. Like every 4 minutes. It completes an orbit every 4 minutes. It's also an incredibly tiny moon, which I think you could drive all the way around. Minthus Hollow. I think it's Minthus Hollow. I know it's something hollow. Oh, we're very close to a rock signature. It's just a rock, though. And we're so far away, the ship is leaving. If you get more than like 2 kilometers away from your ship, or 3 kilometers away, something like that, the ship auto leaves. It just goes basically into orbit. I have a hotkey right here on my HOTAS. I can just bloop and call it back. Minerals, iron. So these are some of the collectibles, some of the things you can collect for, not really engineering, but for crafting. Ooh, carbon. There's another one. Another iron. Ooh, Vandanium. Oh, you know what? I probably ran it over. Something else over this way. We'll go check this out. probably at the bottom of this deep ravine here. This crater. Yep, there it is.
Drive assist off. Drive assist on.
Or as I blew it up and I lost track of it. It's right there. So I can use iron to basically craft repairs for the ship. Or craft, I can reload my weapons if I had to. I have an auto field maintenance unit, which lets me fix my ship. And I can use engineered materials. But I have so much manganese. Alright, let's try and find a nice flat spot and recall the ship. I can use that stuff to basically supercharge my FSD, refill my auto field maintenance unit. I can even refuel the SRV with it. The trick with flying the SRV is to land on the front wheels. I'm going to follow my tire tracks back towards where the ship was, at least until the tire tracks disappear. You can see some places where I did get some air. The problem is I'm going to recall the ship and it's going to find the most inconvenient place to land. I understand why tire tracks disappear in this game after you drive so many kilometers or whatever. It still bothers me. It's like, oh man, I can't follow my path.
Ship recalled.
Now hopefully my ship lands somewhere over here. It could land anywhere. There she is. I don't know, my ship's under attack by me. Man, I should go in a spot where I can actually get to it. Sometimes it'll land and it's like I gotta wedge myself into it. Oh.
Drive assist off. Cargo scoop retracted.
I was saying at the top of the show, I've been on and off sick the last couple weeks. I'm I was fine. And then this morning I woke up and I'm like, oh, I'm sick again. Alright, let's just... Oh, I alt-tab, that's why. Galaxy map. Bookmarks. Could fly home. What's this? Oh, is it a squadron marker? Headquarters. Oh, yeah. HQ is my home system. $135 jumps to get back to my home system. That's what I was saying earlier, like, I could start making the run back to the home system now. Look how far I gotta go. I'm here. I'm almost halfway to Sagittarius A. Make my run back to the home system. Probably take me about a month and a half if I play, regularly, 2-3 hours a night. And I don't do that much xenobiology. And then I have all of 2025, basically, to do engineering, do combat, do anything else before setting out on Distant Worlds 3, if it happens. If Distant Worlds 3 happens, which I'm knocking on wood, fingers crossed. I'm hoping it does because I had so much fun on the first one. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll head back towards my home system.
Landing gear.
And start the process of engineering and everything. This ship is already... Let's see... I wouldn't want people to think I have favorites, Commander. But if I did, you'd be one of them. And she's just got this pissed off look. I've gotten like all her... I've got grade 5 access. I have to go all the way to Colonia to unlock him. I don't want to do that. That's so much work. Yeah, I need arsenic and chemical manipulators, which I don't have any, to get this last upgrade, I think, for my frameshift drive. And then... I don't have any blueprints to her, but I could probably, maybe...
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh. 135 jumps back to Delcar.
Frameshift drive charging.
I have ships stored there. Maybe I probably won't have enough money in exploration and biological data, but like, if I did, I could probably buy a fleet carrier, which is part of the reason why I was doing this Distant Worlds 2.5, because I wanted to get enough biological data to be able to buy a fleet carrier. Alright, we're going to fly into this cone of this neutron star to supercharge the frame shift drive to get an extra long jump.
Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
Get out of there. And we can make a 256 light year jump. I forgot to scan. We always gotta scan. Gotta honk when you jump into a system.
Frameshift drive charging.
Alright. You're not gonna make a big long jump. Every bit of exploration data counts.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
First discoverer of star system Pruheska's XBMB-21-3 with primary star of type M.
Hey, there's my Microsoft SAM Elite Dangerous Discovery Buddy kicking off finally. Only one star in the system, so we're not going to bother scanning. We're just going to scoop. Well, we scanned. We know there's one there. I'm not going to bring up the Discovery scanner. We're going to finish scooping some fuel, and then we'll make our next jump. 133 jumps to go. I am not making all 133 of those jumps tonight. As I said earlier, I'm a little under the weather, and I do have work tomorrow morning. And I checked my hours. I'm like, I can afford to take one day off this week and not like be short hours. And if you're just tuning in, I am playing this in VR, so I do have chat up if you want to ask questions, keep me company, help stave off space madness.
Fuel scooping complete.
I do run ads every 30 minutes, but that's just because that prevents pre-roll ads from going. Normally I try not to talk during the ads, but I'm in VR and I can't see when they are or aren't playing. So,
Frameshift drive charging.
like, I absolutely 100% cannot even see that screen to see when a break might be coming up because it warns me, but I don't have any in-headset feedback about it.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
I think someone was talking about their Diamondback Explorer build. They're like, did I put a railgun on it just because? Like, they actually had weapons on this ship.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete.
Like, I don't have weapons, but I do have a shield that does, protect me if I bump into the ground.
Fuel scooping complete.
HIP-22460 declared free of Thargoids. Aegis has confirmed
Frameshift drive charging.
that HIP-22460 shows zero sign of Thargoid activity
Yeah,
following
go
a
to the
blockade
Thargoids.
organized by Axii and XSF forces. It is theorized that the Thargoids have maintained a varying presence
3, 2, 1.
in the HIP-22460 system since at least 3303 due to reports recovered from the now-abandoned Fort Ash laboratory. After the Proteus wave weapon in the system in 3308, Thargoids aggressively swarmed the system until recently.
Fuel
First discoverer
scoping.
of star system Pruheska CVWV-15-11 with primary star of type M.
And the signal from Aegis military advisor Aidan Tanner indicates that the system is now fully under human control. Tanner himself provided a message of thanks. The impeccable efforts of Axii, XSF and Alive AX pilots have finally brought peace to one more system. I only wish I was young enough to join these heroes out on the front lines. These pilots have provided a great service to humanity, and all here at Aegis salute them.
Fuel scoping complete.
Yeah.
Anti-Xeno blockade contains HIP-22460.
Nope.
A squadron of AX pilots have...
I already listened to that one. I like the Galnet news, and it's kind of cool when like more stuff does actually get posted there. And I love that like there's an option for it to read it to you. So it's like I'll just be sitting here flying. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna play like an audio file from the codex. Like, let's see, can we do this?
Raxla, to the jewel that burns on the brow of the mother of galaxies, to the whisperer in witch space, the siren of the deepest void, the parent's grief, the lover's woe, and the yearning of our vagabond hearts. To Raxla,
Frameshift drive charging.
alleged toast of the Dark Wheel. The legend of Raxla has been circulating in whispers for centuries. The quest for this
3, 2, 1.
mysterious place, the location of which is a deadly secret, was said to be the principal aim of the Dark Wheel, a putative fraternity of legend chasers from the early days of interstellar travel. The earliest recorded mention of Raxla dates from 2296, from
Fuel scoping.
Journal of Art Tornfist, a shipboard mechanic based in the Tau Ceti system. He writes, Cora comes home, soused and raving with wild stories, a new one every night. She claims she's found a map to some pirate stash,
Fuel scoping complete.
and all I have to do is loan her my ship so we can go dig it up. Maybe we should go find Raxla while we're at it. Although Tongvist's account is the first known attestation of Raxla, it is clear from context that the myth was already in circulation. It is extremely difficult to find consistency among the various fragmentary rumors of
Two
Raxla.
biological signals found on Icy Body 5b.
Atlantis, El
Possible
Dorado,
occurrences of
and the
two
Kingdom
potentially
of
valuable
Prester John.
species predicted on Icy Body 5b.
Range from the skeptical to the outlandish. Raxla has been suggested to be anything from an unremarkable moon to a state of cosmic enlightenment. The earliest documented stories tend to agree on several points, however. That Raxla is a definite place.
Two biological signals found on Icy Body 5c.
Several
Possible
versions
occurrences
the
of two
Raxla
potentially valuable
mention
species
an
predicted on
alien
Icy Body
The
5c.
Omphalos Rift,
Two biological
described as a
signals found on
gateway
Icy Body 5e.
through which parallel
Possible
universes-
occurrences of two potentially valuable species predicted on Icy Body 5e.
These details, however,
5B, 5C,
show
5E.
to bear a striking resemblance to the children's story, Princess Astrophel and the Spiraling Stars.
And
This
D.
soon lost credibility. Undaunted, some
Two
Raxi
biological
seekers
signals found on
insisted
Icy
the
Body
story's
5D.
author had cunningly
Possible
concealed
occurrences of
facts
two
about the
potentially
mysterious
valuable
locale
species
in his
predicted
book,
on Icy Body
as hints
5b.
for those with eyes to see. Students of Raxlul
B,
have
C,
noted
Two
D, E, and
biological
F.
signals found on icy body 5F. Possible occurrences of two potentially valuable species predicted on icy body
commentators have
5F.
compared this sensation to Fernway, the uncountable longing for a place one has never seen. More than one interstellar treasure seeker has become obsessed with Raxler to the exclusion of all other dreams, and spent his or her entire life in a futile search for it.
One biological signals found on icy body 4A. Possible occurrences of two potentially valuable species predicted on icy body 4A. One biological signals found on icy body 4B. Possible occurrences of two potentially valuable species predicted on icy body 4B.
Looking while you get some dinner? Yeah. I'm going to pause that audio documentary about Raxla and fly away from that star before it cooks the ship. We're full on fuel, and then we're going to go back to scanning the system. So there's quite a lot here. Lots of biological signals. This is part of why, like, I'm a little scared to do Distant Worlds 3. Because it's like a biological signal is going to come up, and I have to make that decision. Do I go and scan it? Like, this system's going to take me a couple hours to scan all of these.
One biological signals found on icy body 4D. Possible occurrences of two potentially valuable species predicted on icy body 4D.
Right? It's going to take me a couple hours to scan all this. Do I, you know, take the time to scan it all? Or do I move on to the next system and leave all of that money on the table? That's a tough decision that I'm going to have to make every single time, because if I stop to scan and like this, like even this takes a few minutes, but like I can scan an entire system in 10 minutes like this. But it's like, all right, well, that's, you know, if it's 2 hours, if I can do, you know, 6 jumps an hour, if I'm scanning a system, that's 12 jumps I'm not making in 2 hours. If I scan, I mean, like, if I stop to hunt down every biological signal I find in a system. Let's see. Because I have plenty of time and it's money, we'll fly out to this planet, and then maybe one more. I gotta check and see what time it is. It's only 7, so we got some time still. We got some time. We'll keep scanning, keep hanging out for a little bit. I'm gonna try and like maintain like a Tuesday, definitely Tuesdays. I'll be streaming, and then I'll probably do like, I want to say Thursdays, but then I'm also like, but I also want to go to the bar on Thursday for karaoke night, and I don't want to do Friday, maybe Wednesdays, but like some Wednesdays I have to work the show, so I don't get home till late. So like Tuesdays and Saturdays will probably be like Elite Dangerous stream nights, and then like Sunday, starting probably March, maybe. I got so much shit going on in March. Might actually start working on the layout on like Sundays, the model train layout. You know what? You know what? There's a module I can get to that makes traveling through systems so much faster. I bet you if I got that, I think it's what SCO, I think is what it is, a Super Cruise Optimization or whatever. That would actually probably help with this, because like a lot of these planets, it's like they're so far away from their parent star. It's like an hour to fly to them. It's like, oh, I want to fly to this moon. Well, half the exploration is going to that moon and then, you know, finding a fungus on the surface. Being slightly congested and wearing a VR headset doesn't help. Like, wearing a VR headset doesn't help being slightly congested. Fairly blue-looking planet. Probes are away. It'll take them a moment to land.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Almost anywhere I land on it is going to have a chance of finding something. So I'm going to aim for that area right there, center screen.
Orbital flight engaged.
Yeah, it's kind of a mint green. Makes me want some mint green, mint ice cream. .5G. Now we just fly like this until we find like a discolored patch on the ground. Like that right there. Bet you that's the signal we're looking for. don't see any others at this altitude. Oh, you can just barely see the planet right there through the... This planet has a tenuous atmosphere. There's another splotch over there, and it should be far enough away. So, oh, there's some more over that way. All right, so we're going to land, and we're going to dig out the SRV. We're going to get a little road trip going. What I'm going to do... I know that one's there. I'm going to point the ship in the direction of the rest. Which I believe was heading 190. Release the SRV. Move it down.
Low gravity
Wow.
runway. Drive assist off.
And then we're going to get first footfall. First footfall, yep. Got our first sample. Oh, I hit a rock. I saw some this way when we were coming in for landing. I think on this little plateau up here.
Leaving clonal colony range of Bacterium vulgaris.
Yeah, there's one right there, and we're far enough away.
Drive assist off.
There's some there, but they're too close. Well, let's try over there and find out. Yeah, those are too close. It hasn't said I've left the range of it yet. We'll drive back towards the ship. Maybe I can see another one from another vantage point. Land on the front wheels. And then bounce off of every rock. Let's see if there's anything over this way.
Leaving clonal colony range of Bacterium bulgaris.
Cargo scoop deployed.
I saw a outcropping, and I'm like, "Ah, I'm gonna land in a really bad place, but whatever." All right, let's get that. Let's get that outcropping. We'll just pop that real quick. Ooh, nickel. I don't have a whole lot of that. Carbon. Look at that. Piece of carbon right there. Another piece of carbon. There's another one. Where did it go? Ooh, sulfur. More sulfur. What's nice is all I gotta do is look at it and then I can target it. I'm also not seeing any gray splotches of ground here that indicate that there is a anything biological over here. So we're going to drive around this way a little bit. I'm actually trying to like get airborne so I can fly and kind of see a little better. There's anything down this way in this crater, but let's check out the other side of the crater. Maybe there's something over there. I don't know. These low G planets, you can almost fly the SRV with its thrusters. You just don't have any yaw control, so if one wheel clips something and you start spinning, it's over. find any bacterial colonies over here. Uh-oh. We're upside down. Whew. Well, there's one right there. Well, there's one I already scanned. I don't think it is. Oh, come on, slow down. Slow down. Slow down.
Drive assist off. Cargo scoop retracted.
Okay, so I can scan it. There we go. Like, it wasn't popping up to scan. Oh, I should try not to sneeze while we're in VR. Okay, that's what I do. That's what I do. I get a separate team together, and oh, hi, Parker. Here's what I do. I get a separate team together for Distant Worlds 3, right? I'm the lead, flying the main ship, doing everything. I have the. Whenever I find a system that has a lot of biological signals, I relay that information to my team. They come in, they can scan everything, and leave like a bookmark for them or whatever. And then they get all the money. And that's the problem, because I want the money. I'm gonna guess, like, what I could do if I did the Distant Worlds 3 expedition, if they do it, and I fly my ship out there, anytime I find a system with a lot of biological signals or any, I just bookmark that planet, and I come back on the return trip. My return trip was just hitting every waypoint, every bookmark that I left. Oh, that'd be brutal, though. Exploration is so much fun, but it's so much goddamn work.
Drive assist off.
Alright, oh, VR headsets come off for a moment. Oh, my eyeballs. All right, so for A, B, D, or yeah, A, B, and D all have biological signs. AC doesn't. But then almost 5B, 5D, 5B, 5E, 5C, 5F all have biological signs. Oh, I'm just kind of like, I have my ED buddy up over here. Elite Dangerous Exploration Buddy, that's what it's called. So next, I'm sitting on 4A. I want to fly over to 4B. And then we might call it a night at 4B, just because I do have work in the morning. Assuming I'm not dead sick still. And just like, someone messaged me like, hey, are you there? I want to talk right now. I'm like, I'm kind of streaming right now. I mean, you can come join my stream. Alright, so we want... What's wrong with? You're coming up.
Retracted.
I always love when you're leaving a planet and you just look over and you can see, like, I'm leaving this moon and there is its parent planet, like, through the thin haze of its atmosphere. Just, yeah, have a screenshot.
Frameshift drive charging. 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I have to, get back in a moment. I gotta use the restroom. My stomach just, like, turned inside out. Woo! that was that was one of those moments where it's like you feel like you gotta poo, right? But you're like, I can wait a few more minutes. I can wait a little bit longer. And then your stomach goes, and it's like, nope, I can't wait no longer. I gotta go now. That's what that was. So I was like, oh yeah, you know, I can feel I'm gonna have to take a poo. Yeah.
Frame shift drive charging.
Here shortly. I'll land on the system, and I'll end my stream, and then I'll go use the restroom. And then, like, I literally felt a cramp in my stomach, and it was my stomach saying it's go time. And there wasn't even time to, like, grab my phone. Here's the next moon. I believe has biological signal on it. We're going to go land on that. So, I've made, what, 6 jumps so far? It was 135, plus it was 3 to that waypoint. So I've made about 9 jumps in about a 2-hour stream. And I think during Distant Worlds 2, I did the math. If I played 3 nights a week, I had to make, like, 12 jumps a night. And that was just jump, scoop, scan, and, like, you know, use the the FSS scanner, full spectrum scanner. Not, you know, also land on the moons and scan for life signs. Oh, gravity well. Lupo shame. I'm on the wrong side of this moon, but. Ah, shit, there was a miss. So I gotta put it right there.
Surface scan by 50%.
No efficiency bonus since both those probes, one of them missed, didn't it?
Surface scan complete.
Gonna be on the day side of this moon. Coming along the Terminator line. Land on the day side of it, so that way it's easier to see the biological signals. Because I've tried finding them on moons on the night side. And like, or even on ones that are around brown dwarfs that don't give off a lot of light. It's just like the moon is almost perpetually at night.
Orbital flight engaged.
I wish you could have the heat maps on, like, a hotkey. Because damn, that's gorgeous. But then I go into exploration mode and I don't see the atmosphere anymore. We're gonna turn a little this way, just that way we avoid. We want to land in the dark blue areas because that's where there's actually like a chance we'll find something. That other area there looks real rocky and hilly, mountainy. Probably nothing there. And actually, it's all pretty hilly. This area looks promising, as long as I don't land on the top of that. That hill right there. That little valley-ish area there, that crater. That area looks even more promising. Just easier to land and fly around in that area. Hindsight, this area probably not good for finding biological signals. Just because that's very dark rock there, and there's very light rock over here. I thought that area would be better to land in. I was wrong. I don't really know what I'm looking for. I'm going to assume it's some sort of fungus, so it'll be, yep, right there. There's one right there. Discoloration of the rock.
Landing gear deployed.
We'll just get out and walk over to that one. I guess I was a little closer to it. Different biological signals like that will be worth different amounts of money. So it's like, it could be worth a couple million, it could be worth a couple 100,000. You never know. Actually, you do know. If I pulled it up, if I wasn't playing in VR, I could see exactly how much it's worth on Elite Dangerous Discovery Buddy. Or Exploration Buddy. First footfall, yay! This is a very cold star. Or planet. Or moon. It's a moon. I'm tired, okay? Because this planet does have a tenuous atmosphere, you would hear a grenade go off. Ship under attack. Wonder how much it actually lowers my ship's shields. Oh wow, it actually took it down a significant amount. In theory, I could shoot down my own ship. We're gonna keep heading this way though.
Landing gear retracted.
So I got the ship kind
Leaving
of
clonal colony range of Bacterium vulgaris.
nose down. I'm giving a little bit of forward thrust and a little bit of vertical thrust. And that kind of gives me the this nose down flight path. It makes it kind of easy to scan for stuff, or look for stuff. And we got some bacteria right there, so I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to land up on this little hill.
Landing gear deployed.
Walk over there. It's one thing I don't like about doing planetary exploration is this. Like, I get this theater mode when in VR, and that's just how they did it for VR players who are playing. Ow, my knees. On Odyssey. It's one thing that's always bothered me about it. There it is. One more. I wonder how much a grenade takes my shields down. Nah, the shield's already recharged after that, so not a whole lot. Probably should have thrown the grenade closer. Or when I was closer to it, so I could have gotten in before it recharged the shields. Alright, one more.
Landing gear retracted.
Leaving clonal colony range of Bacterium vulgaris.
There's another one right there. Try and land right on top of it almost.
Landing gear deployed.
Oh, okay. If a Distant Worlds 3 happens, and I don't watch somebody explode on a high G planet, I'm going to be slightly disappointed. So, for those who weren't there for the Distant Worlds 2 expedition when I did it, one of the waypoints that they wanted everyone to go to was a place called The View. There's 2 neutron stars, and there's a moon that orbits them. Or planet. It's a little tiny dinky one. No, it's not tiny. It's pretty massive. It's like a 5G planet. It's like 5 times gravity planet. So it's very difficult to land on it. And one of my most viewed clips is like, I'm sitting there and you see my camera just pan over. This is before I had VR. I just pan the camera over and watch another ship lawn dart right in front of me and explode. And I'm just like, oh my god, I just watched somebody die. Oh no! And then like, that clip got shared around a little bit. And the guy who did it, like, messaged me. He's like, hey, that was me. I'm like, I'm so sorry, bro. It's like, no, it was cool to see my death from a different angle. What's your trick for not blowing up on high-G planets? And I explained to him, like, my lateral thrusters I have on a hat switch on my joystick. My vertical thrusters I have on, like, this paddle that's actually variable. So I can push it just a little bit and the ship will slowly go up. Right? It's a nice gentle up and a nice gentle back down. I actually wonder if I can set a curve on that. Kind of go back a curve. And I explained that to him, and like I guess he implemented. He looked into it and let's see. Oh, I can't do curves? Oh. Alright, what time is it? 8:05. How long am I going for? About 2 hours. Oh man, I got a little bit of red right here. I'm gonna call this a little short night, just because again I'm not feeling too well. I think I got a little bit of a head cold, so I don't want to push myself too hard. I'll probably be back later this week. I don't know when. I don't have a solid set schedule, but yeah, drop a follow and all that stuff. If you're watching this after the fact over on YouTube, come check me out on Twitch. I try to stream on Tuesdays around 6:30 Pacific time. And then, yeah, mostly just Tuesdays is like the only day where I'm definitely going to stream until I can figure out like a better schedule. So thanks for being here. I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Laters.